I'm going to present to you right now writing task number 2, and there are basically just 3 takeaways that I would love for you to have. The first thing to know is this is how I approach the writing task number 2. Now, different teachers have different approaches, and it might seem really confusing because there's all this different advice that's coming in. However, what I would recommend is to go with the strategy, the method that works for you. So we're all unique individuals and we have to find which way works best for us. So I'm going to offer up my advice and approach for writing task number 2. And what I want that approach to do for you is just kind of show you some time-saving tips and hopefully make you feel a little bit more relaxed about getting writing task number 2 done. The second takeaway is students ask me all the time, how do I get enough words on this essay? And the word count that TOEFL recommends is actually 300 words. I recommend that you do not focus on your number of words as you type, okay? Because as you know, that little number at the bottom of the screen is going, and so does your mind start to stress out about the number of words you can come up with. So, number 2, do not focus on word count, focus on examples, okay? And number 3 takeaway is focus on the meat of the essay. So you know when you eat, I know we have a lot of different dietary concerns and considerations, but let's just imagine that you're going to eat a burger, okay? And usually the burger, the meat is in the middle. You might have some lettuce, tomato, mustard, ketchup, and you have this bun, this bread that's holding it. When I talk about the meat of the essay, it's like the meat of the burger, okay? If that meat wasn't there, it wouldn't be a burger, okay? But, you could do without the lettuce, maybe no tomato, even if the bread's not there, the people who are not eating carbs are happy that the bread's not there. Okay, so the meat is the burger, and the meat of your essay is your answer to the question, supporting paragraph number 1 and supporting paragraph number 2. And when you focus your attention there, you get the job done, okay? You just get the job done. So those are the 3 things is just, notice the approach that I'm taking. Use it if you find it's helpful for you. Focus on examples, not word count. And number 3, focus on the meat of your essay, the most important parts. Get those done first, especially if you are having challenges completing the entire essay in one 30-minute time frame. Now, I'm going to do something very unique here. I haven't really done it before. I'm going to watch my time. I really want to jam-pack a lot into this. You are going to watch me and my process, how I go about writing task number 2. I hope you find it helpful. Again, this is not the only way to go about it. It's just how I do it and how I like to advise students to save time in certain places. So I want to just jump right in right away. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm doing everything here in this Word document. And here's my approach, okay? My approach is this. The first thing we must do, brainstorm. Why? When we come up with the ideas, our answer to the question and our 2 reasons that will help support the answer to the question, when we do that right away, right at the start, we already have our essay laid out. It's like having a plan, okay? And so there's never a moment in time where during the essay we start to freak out and be like, oh my gosh, what do I write? I don't know what to write. I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself over and over again. I ran out of ideas. That will never happen if you take a moment to get your pen and your paper, and I hope you do this along with me, and create the ideas, write them down first. Okay, I promise you there will be time. The second thing we do is write the answer to the question. That is important, right? We must answer the question. So that's number 2. Number 3, we're going to write support paragraph number 1. And there are different components to the supporting paragraph, right? The first is the topic sentence. Then we're going to explain the topic sentence. Then we're going to provide an example, and we're going to explain how that example works. And that's really important that you just don't provide just the example. For example, dogs. Well, what about the dogs? You know, oh, dogs are very important for reminding people to be playful and have fun. So when the ball is thrown by the person, the dog runs after it and comes back and gives the ball back to the person. And this reminds the person that there's such joy in just a simple game of ball. All right, I just made up that explanation to my example, right? But there must be an explanation, all right? Now, support number 2, paragraph number 2, we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna do a topic sentence. We're gonna explain how that topic sentence works or why it's important. We're gonna provide an example, and we're gonna explain how that example works, okay, in relationship to my idea. Notice the last thing here is the conclusion and introduction. And the reason why I approach this last, or I advise students to approach this last, is because usually students are so stressed about time. I only have 30 minutes, but they spend a lot of time on an introduction, coming up with beautiful words and beautiful long sentences. And then all of a sudden, when they get to supporting paragraph number 2, beep, they're out of time. Instead, focus on the meat. The introduction and conclusion aren't totally necessary. Are they nice to have? Of course they're nice to have, but they're not totally necessary. What is necessary is intro, the thesis statement, or in other words, answer to the question, supporting paragraph number 1, supporting paragraph number 2. If my time's out at the end of that, I'm still really, really good in terms of having the meat of my essay done. But if I don't have supporting paragraph number 2, that's going to really hurt my score. So I'm going to think about the conclusion and the introduction last. All right? Now my time is ticking here, and I want to make this video as short as I possibly can. So let's take a look at our question. TOEFL writing task number 2 question. It reads, your local government has just recently received a large donation from an anonymous donor to improve the community. Almost everyone agrees that the money should be invested in building a new public facility. Which of the following do you think your local government should build? Public library, build a public park, or build a public pool? Use specific reasons and examples to support your essay. Be sure to use your own words. Do not use memorized examples. And a special shout out to Josh McPherson and TST Prep who developed this question. You can go to their website to see lots of example TOEFL tests. So I'm going to first brainstorm. That is number 1. So I'd like you to bring out your pen, bring out a piece of paper, and write down these ideas with me, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is answer the question. And I'm going to go with public park, okay? And I'm doing this in time along with you. I haven't thought about this too terribly much, so this is my brainstorm. I'm going with the public park, and you want to go always with the easiest thing for you to talk about. And for me, it's going to be easy to talk about why the public park is great and why people should be there. So now I want to have 2 reasons, okay? Let's see. My first reason might be that people can exercise in a public park. And this will be really good for their physical health, okay? And some concrete examples of how people can exercise, because again, the more specific your examples are, the better your essay becomes. Okay, so what's in a park that can promote physical exercise? I'm gonna say basketball courts. I might say tennis courts. Oops. And pathways or walkways. People can walk around. What other? Oh, you know, I used to live in Santa Monica, California, and in the park that was near me, there were actual exercise equipment, apparatus areas, yeah, where people could just, you know, actually, you know, work out their upper body and do some leg exercises and things. There was actual equipment. Maybe for kids, it's about the playground. Okay. Now, my next thing here that I might consider, parks are great because they help us connect with nature. And this might help our mental health, right? When we connect with our environment, our nature around us, maybe it's the birds, we can bird watch. Some parks have ponds, you could watch the fish. I find that totally relaxing. The earth itself, if you walk bare feet on earth, on the soil, you're actually picking up the earth's magnetic field. And since we are also electromagnetic beings, we can harmonize with the earth in that way. This is called earthing, by the way. And it's really beneficial for our body. It really brings us back into a kind of balance. Let's see, what else? Oh, trees, green spaces. They're gonna provide oxygen, which of course helps us human beings, helps clean our environment, helps clean our city of toxins and other pollutants. So I think I've got my brainstorm done, okay? I'm watching the time, so I'm gonna write this essay in real time. The first thing I wanna do, answer the question. The local government should build public parks, or should build a public park. That answers the question, okay? So that's the answer to our question. I'm not gonna write a fancy intro. I'm gonna move on to the meat of my essay, my supporting paragraph number 1. It's gonna start with a topic sentence. So here's my topic sentence. I'm gonna take that idea of exercise. Public parks are beneficial because they encourage people to exercise. All right, and I'm just gonna scroll down here. I hope you have your notes so you can be watching along with me, and just gonna change the font here, maybe make it a little bit easier to see. So that's my topic sentence. Now the second thing I wanna do is I wanna explain my topic sentence. Many people today are dealing with health issues and some of these issues, challenges, health challenges, can be resolved with physical exercise. It is also fun and enjoyable to move the body outdoors. Okay, so notice how I kind of explained a little bit more of what I meant in that topic sentence. Now it's time for me to bring in those specific examples that we already brainstormed, right? So, in a park, people can play basketball, running up and down the court and dunking baskets, dunking basketballs, can really stimulates a great cardiovascular workout. Okay, tennis courts also provide excellent physical exercise for people who play tennis. Okay, and what else do we talk about? The paths. So biking paths or walking paths are also ways to get more individuals to be physically active. Okay, and the reason I changed it to individuals is we don't want to continually say maybe the word people over and over again, right? We want to vary our word choice. That's important in our writing. I think we also mentioned that the children, right, could play in the playground. So children can swing on swings, hang on ladders, and slide down the slides on the playground. This provides, you can say, this is a fantastic opportunity to encourage, or did I already use the word encourage? I did in that first topic sentence. To motivate, maybe as a synonym, to motivate young people to stay physically active. Okay, so, and I've already used this word physically active. I'm glad that you're seeing my challenges right here. So I might want to change this. This is a fantastic opportunity to motivate young people to stay maybe fit. Okay. Now, I told you I don't want you to look at word count. However, if you just take a look right down here at the bottom, I have 309. Why? I already made it past the 300 mark. And that is because I just focused on examples, right? I just focused on those examples, really painted the picture, created this park of the basketball court and the tennis court and everything else, and described what the people are doing there, right? So if you really focus on your examples, you've got the meat. But we're not done yet. We need another paragraph. So stay with me. Let's do it. Our second reason, remember, was about connecting with nature. So I might have, furthermore, parks can help help people connect with nature. Now remember, in this next sentence, I want to explain why that's important. I want to give a little bit more information about what I mean by connecting with nature. And I might say in our current socio-economic environment, and that's just a fancy way of saying society and economy, like our society today and our economy today create this environment. In our current socioeconomic environment, many are stuck inside, in front of a computer screen every day. It is maybe easy to forget about the beautiful, expansive world we live in when we are staring at a Word document, like I am right now. I must go outside after this. Okay, so I gave a little description about why that topic sentence is so important. Now, I bring in my examples, remember. The trees, the grass, the green spaces. Parks have trees, bushes, and green grass that provide oxygen. People, I'm going to change people now because I've been saying it a lot. I might say locals can go to the park to breathe fresh air. We also talked about the animals, right? Ponds with fish, swimming, with fish swimming. Let me change that. This is real time. Get to change what I want to say. Fish swimming in ponds are relaxing to watch. Some may prefer to watch birds. In any case, observing the sounds of nature and the animals in our environment can bring peace to our mind. Okay. Let's see what else. I believe there was the earthing, right? So let me just say briefly, maybe some sentence about that. Taking off one's shoes and placing bare feet on the earth brings balance to the body. In this way, we connect to the earth's magnetic field, and we, let's see, maybe something about the mind. Our mind gets quiet as we tune in to our own nature. Okay, I want to pause there because we certainly have a lot. These are a lot of examples. You don't have to have this many examples. However, I just want you to know how much you can build that burger up, right? We want a big, fat, juicy meat on that burger. So we've got our essentials here. We've got the answer to the question, support paragraph number 1, support paragraph number 2, and let us now, because I do have like 3 minutes left. I gave myself 30 minutes for this. I want to do very quickly an intro and conclusion, and they're like mirrors to each other. The intro, the purpose there is to bring the reader in, introduce someone to what we're going to say. We want it to sound interesting. The conclusion is like we're sending the reader back out with a larger message of maybe why this essay is important, or maybe giving some general advice. So let's start with the intro. And one way to introduce an essay is to ask a question. All right, I talk a lot about hooks in my teaching, so you can definitely connect with me if you want more information about hooks, but one that kind of came to mind was, do you remember the last time you were out in the sun? Simple, right? But it just evokes this, when was the last time I went out in the sun? Being outside in nature provides benefits. Ooh, I use that word beneficial. Yeah. How about this? How about this synonym? Is advantageous for the body and the mind. So that's kind of what we did in our essay, right? We talked about the physical, exercise in the first paragraph, the body, health, and then the second part was connecting with the nature is really bringing peace to our mind. So I think we're good now. And I can just add this last sentence there, therefore, and that's kind of my conclusion or last sentence to wrap that up, the local government should build a public park. Now, conclusion. I got 1 more minute left. Here I go. I'm going down to the end. To sum up, you know what? What's really cute, especially if you have a lighthearted essay, in a nutshell. Only do it if you have a cute, kind of lighthearted essay, nothing too serious, right? In a nutshell, the local government needs to build a public park. Now, I want to take this and maybe give some advice or the larger, greater significance of this topic. I'm going to give some advice first. Go outside for yourself and see how healing it is to be in a green space. Now, because I like my paragraphs to have 3 sentences, and you should have a paragraph with 3 sentences, I'm going to add one more general advice, or maybe greater significance. Let's see. Green spaces for our parks can inspire more physical connection to our bodies and to the world around us. Okay. Our parks can inspire more physical connection to our bodies and to the world around us. Woo! All right. That was just a little bit over 30 minutes for the whole thing. And I'm going to stop my share. You can absolutely check out this essay. We'll have it in a downloadable PDF format. In fact, I'll have 2 variations of this essay in a downloadable PDF format. If you would like to connect with me to work more with your writing, I would be absolutely happy to work with you. I love helping aspiring writers, not only with their academic writing, but in other writing areas too. We've got, a lot of you applying to universities, so you might be working on a resume, you might be working on a personal statement that you need more help with, and I would be so happy to assist you with that. And I will include my contact info, and of course, TOEFLland.com is where I'm at. You can reach out there and send me an email at kirsten@TOEFLland.com. And again, my info will be in the PDF document. I hope that was helpful. Again, you got to find the methodology that works for you, right? Your approach. There are many approaches out there, but find the one that works for you. Try it out. You can only get better at writing by practicing, so you must practice. Focus on examples, not the word count. And also focus on the meat of the essay. That answer to the question, supporting paragraph 1, supporting paragraph 2. If you run out of time right there, it's okay. The world doesn't end. But if you don't have that second supporting paragraph, that's when the score starts to drop. All right? So feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you enjoyed this writing task. Number 2, real-time writing experience. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for watching.